What's up? In this video, I'm going to be telling you how I turned one video into 3 months of content for my client. If you don't know who I am Marvell. I am a marketing and content strategist. I quit my 9-to-5 so that I can travel the world and build my business. And basically, I help creators and entrepreneurs manifest the life they want using content. Yeah, let's get into it. So the reason I'm making this video is because I know there's a lot of people out there that are dealing with staying consistent. You might have a bottleneck. You get stuck trying to make content, whether it's doing the recording process or trying to come up with ideas, trying to stay ahead of content so that you're not falling behind or constantly chasing your tail, trying to get stuff recorded. So I just want to give y'all a little process, the process that I went through, the process that I used for my client. He saw a lot more engagement. He saw follower growth. He was really happy with the content, and I'm really happy we were able to give it to him. The reason we even did the content for him was we were trying to figure out if we were going to be doing that done for you content as a service, offering it as a service, trying to figure out if we could add that to our coaching program or do it maybe an add-on or something. We're still trying to figure it out, trying to figure out how to incorporate that into our program. But back to what I was saying, the reason I'm creating this video is because I know a lot of people need help trying to stay consistent. This might just give you some inspiration or might give you an idea of the process to go through to get it done for you, because I'm gonna give you a step-by-step. All right, so first thing I did, we set up a time to record. That's kind of low-key a slept on part of the process. You have to give yourself a time to record. You need to have a consistent time every week that you're going to be recording. You need to make sure that you're going to have this time set aside every week. This is the time I'm going to record, or this is the time I'm going to create. And the reason that helps is because it gets you into a habit. Once you can turn it into a habit, it becomes a lot easier to be consistent with it and keep it going. If it's something that you do every Monday, you wake up, get your coffee, you drop the kids off, whatever, and it's okay, these next 2 hours I have time to myself. This is when I'm going to create my content. You have to figure out a time to create the content, and it's best to figure out a time where you can create batches of content. So doing an hour, 2 hours of just you creating so that you can pump out a lot at a time. What I suggest for a lot of people is you create some long form content, like some YouTube videos. This doesn't have to be an hour. It can be 20, 30 minutes, 15 minutes. These videos I'm doing right here, they usually end up 10, 15 minutes at the most. And then I can take these and chop them down and turn them into clips if I feel like it, so that can add to my content strategy. But for some of y'all that you might not be able to make long form like this yet, and that's okay. You can do a bunch of shorts and a bunch of reels, or a bunch of images, a bunch of carousels all at the same time. But you should have a time that you're setting aside to batch create your content. That's going to help with the consistency. It's going to help with quality. It's going to help you stay on top of it and stay ahead. Now, when you set up these times, you should already be coming with ideas and outlines that you've been working on. These should be done a day before or sometime ahead. On the day of shooting, you want to be focused on shooting. You want to be focused on creating, because if you're trying to do research and trying to figure out what you're going to say in the videos, it's going to distract you, cause you to self-sabotage. It'll put it off. You'll say, oh, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. You have to be consistent with it, okay? So you're going to do all the prep work before the day of recording, okay? That's how you're really going to get good at it. When you come in and you have these ideas okay, I'm making this video, I need to hit these points, this point, I got these references, whether it's this website or this book, whatever. Having all that set and lined up, ready for you to go, is how you're going to get really good at pumping out videos. This goes for the same if you're doing shorts. If you're not doing long form, if you're just doing a bunch of shorts, have some bullet points for each one. Have an idea of what you want to use as the title or the headline, what the content of the video is going to be out, what call to action you're going to use. Have all that planned out so that when you come to it, it's just okay, boom, boom, record, go, recording, go. You don't have to waste all this time trying to figure out ideas or come up with things to talk about or figure out what videos you're going to make. That's just going to stall you, okay? If you want me to create a video about how to come up with ideas and how to have a big just idea bank that you can always be pulling from, put it in the comments. I'll get it made for y'all. All right, so want to set up a day to record? Touched on this a little bit already, but you want to do a long form content. You want to do some type of long form, or you want to do a batch of shorts. This is important because it's going to give you a good amount of content all at one time. If you try and shoot it and break it up into little pieces, having a long form series that you work on every week and then that you use that to buzz down into smaller content is much more effective of your time, especially for when you're just getting started and the goal is to get your name out there and build your brand and start generating clients. You want to put out as much as you can without putting with as little work as possible. You feel me? Having some type of long form content is going to help you with not only boosting your social media content, but it's also going to give you longer pieces of content, and that'll help nurture your audience, nurture your potential customers, so that when they get through with your short form, yeah, they have a little bit of idea, but if they ever want to learn more and go deeper, now they can go watch a long form, which you should be uploading to YouTube at the very least. YouTube is great for search engine and searching the results. If you go look on YouTube and you go search for anything like a how-to video or walkthrough tutorial, whatever, 9 times out of 10, the video that comes up is going to be from like a year, 2, 3, 4, sometimes 6, 7 years ago. When you can have that type of like longevity with your content, the value becomes so much more than just posting on social media and it's gone in 2 weeks. You feel me? Does that make sense? So yeah, you want to do a long form. Another way that works really well, especially for people who sell services, they sell courses, books, digital products, pretty much any type of business could really do this style because it works across the board. What you're going to do is you're going to do it like interview style. So you'll sit down with the camera like this and you'll have some questions either that you find online or have your audience send in, or you can have like a friend. And this is what I did with my client. I went to his house, we set up the camera, we got everything ready, and we basically just did like a mock interview. Well, no, it wouldn't be a mock, it'd be a real interview, I guess it would be a real interview. But yeah, we did an interview and I just went through a bunch of questions. I came with a bunch of questions, just asking about his business, what he does, the services provide, why he got started. And I found some questions that his industry might have as far as like his profession, what he does, and we weave those into the interview so that when we were breaking the content down, now we have these clips that can answer questions that people might have, or these clips that give you little random facts, little tidbits that you might not have known. You feel me? So yeah, doing some research and figuring out like just have a bunch of questions, just have a list of questions. And if you can't think of any, if you don't know what to ask, use ChatGPT, you can use Google, you can use Answer Socrates, you can use Answer the Public, you can use Reddit. There's a bunch of places to find questions that your customers or that your potential audience might have. But you get you a list of questions and have somebody ask them to you, or you just answer them yourself. So that way, when you chop it down and you turn it into clips, it's going to give you the content to talk about. Because I know a lot of people, especially with my client, he said he's cool when like there's questions or when somebody's asking him stuff and there's like conversation to go off of. But like if it's just him trying to talk or just him trying to figure out what to say, that's when he gets stuck sometimes. It's set up to where it's like an interview format almost, to where somebody's asking you questions or you're asking questions and you're answering them. It gives it like a more natural feel, like you're giving an interview type style. That's something that works really well for like pretty much any industry, because every industry has customers that's going to have questions, right? So when you're creating these long form pieces of content, just think about the stuff that people in your audience will want to know or might be wondering or might object to, or frequently asked questions that people will have in your industry when they're buying your products. After that, basically that's like all the hard part. Everything up to that's the hard part. Once you get the video shot, you get it uploaded. I use Google Drive, you can use Dropbox. Those are the only two like main ones I use just for like storage and shit, because phones run out of space, your computer is gonna run out of space. If you get your little $10 2 terabytes with Google, you'll have space like forever. So just buzz it down and get that, because that's very much worth the investment. You don't have to worry about it breaking down like a hard drive or you losing it or something like that. If you have everything saved up to your Google Drive, you'll be set. Your shit will be safe. Upload everything to Google Drive. Then I took it into our editing platform and we used Descript, which is probably one of the best like editing apps I've seen out there, as far as if you're doing it on a laptop, if you're doing it on a computer, right? The reason I really like Descript is because you can edit it almost like a document. You know how you have like a Word document and you go through and like highlight stuff, you can erase it, you can make corrections. It's basically editing like that, which saves you so much time when you're not trying to like scroll through a timeline and figure out where to chop and shit like that. It's very beginner friendly, it's very easy to use. I highly recommend it. It's only like $20-30 a month. If you don't want to use that, you can always use Premiere Pro, Filmora, or if you want to go the AI route, you don't want to do the editing, you're not the editing type, that's cool. If you go to Video AI, vidyo.ai, or getmuch.ai, I think that's what it is. I put the links in the description. But basically with those platforms, after you uploaded your edited long form video to YouTube, right, you'll take the link and put it in one of those platforms and it's going to pull your video from YouTube and then chop it up into pieces for you. It's going to chop it up into little mini clips, and you can add captions, you can add title bars, progress bars, all types of shit. You can make it all custom to your brand. Either one of those two platforms, if you don't want to do the editing yourself, or if you don't have an assistant who can do it for you, either one of those will work just fine. But Descript is definitely, I would definitely recommend Descript, especially if you're doing it on your computer. If not, if you're doing it on your phone, you can also use CapCut, InShot. There's a couple of different ones you can use there too. Then after all that, I got all the clips done, got them all edited down. We took out like the little audio pauses, added some captions, some visuals, stuff like that. We took all the videos, took the transcripts. Like I said, we used Descript. So with Descript, you can just easily export the transcript of the video. So we take the transcript from the video, put it in ChatGPT, and tell it to come up with a caption for our client using his brand voice, because we trained ChatGPT to use his voice. So we take the transcript, put it in ChatGPT, it gives us a caption that he can use, and he just takes the content. Then basically after we do all that, we put all the captions in a PDF, put all his content into a Google Drive folder, send it off, he takes it, now we can schedule it and post it however we want. Yeah, so we took one video, it was about an hour and a half long of just like interviewing and talking and stuff, and out of that we came out with like 90 clips, I think. And if we really wanted to, we could have turned some of those into like quotes, took some image posts, made like some behind the scenes shit. We could have did a lot more with it, but for him it was just all about like brand awareness and authority building. So that was our main focus. But yeah, that was a process. If you want to do it for yourself, that's basically how you do it. If you need help, if you want to find out how we can do it for you, there's a link somewhere down there that'll take you to a funnel. Just up front, it is a funnel. It's meant to get you onto a call so we can talk about working together. Just so you know, you can check it out if you want to. If not, all good. Besides that, if you found any value in this video, if I helped you at all, just hit the like button. If you want to keep seeing content like this, because it's so helpful and it brightens your day and it just makes you feel better, especially if you watched all the way to this point, I know it does, hit that subscribe. And if you want to see me make another video, if you have any questions, put it in the comments. I love talking to you guys. I'll be in there. I love making response videos. I'll make a little short real quick. All right, I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good day. All right.